Have you ever pondered the real meaning of surrendering your worries and letting God steer your life? Allow me to narrate a tale about a man called John. John was a diligent man, forever trying to manage every detail of his existence. He existed in a perpetual state of concern and unease, his mind a tempest of what-ifs and how-tos. He'd lie awake at night attempting to foresee every conceivable outcome, every potential issue that could pop up. But you see, John's life was devoid of tranquility, was so absorbed in his worries, so determined to micromanage everything that he was oblivious to the happiness in the present. He was oppressed, laden with the pressure of his own aspirations and fears. One day, after an additional sleepless night filled with worry, John found himself in front of a church. He couldn't comprehend why he ended up there, but he walked in, lured by the tranquility and serenity enveloping the place. As he sat in silence, an epiphany hit him. He had been striving to shoulder all his worries alone, trying to manipulate everything, but he didn't need to. This was an eye-opening moment for John. He understood that he could opt to place his trust in God, to discard his worries and fears. He could choose to have faith that God had a plan for him, even if it wasn't evident yet. He could decide to let God take control. So John made a decision. He took a leap of faith. The metamorphosis was astounding. John discovered a peace unfamiliar to him. His worries didn't evaporate instantaneously, but they no longer overwhelmed him. He realized that when he trusted in God, he could confront any hurdle with bravery and poise. In the wake of tribulations, sometimes the most courageous act is to surrender and have faith that God has a plan for us. If this video resonated with you, please pass it on to someone who might need a little additional inspiration. And remember to subscribe, click that notification bell, and like this video. Until our next rendezvous, stay blessed. But how do we find the strength to trust in God when our worries seem so overwhelming? A question many of us have asked ourselves during challenging times. Let's explore this through the story of a woman named Sarah. Sarah was a hardworking woman, dedicated to her job and her family. But one day she was hit with a sudden blow. She lost her job, a job she had dedicated the greater part of her life to. Sarah found herself consumed with worry about the future. She worried about how she would provide for her family, how she would keep a roof over their heads, and how she would maintain their comfortable lifestyle. In the midst of these worries, Sarah made a conscious decision. She decided to trust in God's plan. Instead of allowing her worries to consume her, she surrendered her fears to God. She prayed fervently, seeking God's guidance and trusting in His plans for her life. It wasn't easy. There were days when her worries threatened to overwhelm her, days when the future seemed bleak and uncertain. But she held on to her faith. She trusted in God's promise that He would never leave her, nor forsake her. Over time, something incredible happened. New opportunities began to present themselves, opportunities Sarah had never considered before. She discovered talents she never knew she had, and found joy in places she'd never thought to look. Her faith in God didn't just remain steady, it grew stronger. It became a beacon of light guiding her through the storms of life. What Sarah discovered was the transformative power of trusting in God. When she let go of her worries and put her trust in Him, her life took on a new direction. She found peace amidst the chaos, hope in the face of adversity, and strength in the midst of weakness. When we surrender our worries to God, we open ourselves up to His guidance and the amazing possibilities He has in store for us. And just like Sarah, we too can find the strength to trust in God, even when our worries seem overwhelming. Trust in Him and watch as He works wonders in your life.